As we said earlier, Dzhokhar Tsarnaev, the sole surviving marathon bombing suspect, was formally indicted today, charged with using weapons of mass destruction and killing 4 individuals, including MIT police officer Sean Collier. His family is now asking for a national day of appreciation to honor first responders like Sean. Thousands gathered at MIT in April to honor 27-year-old Officer Sean Collier, who was gunned down in his cruiser just a few days after the marathon bombings. A crime investigators believe was committed by the marathon bombing suspects, who then led police on a chase that ended with a shootout in Watertown. Now, more than 2 months later, Collier's family is leading an effort to establish a national holiday to pay tribute to the officers, firefighters, and EMTs who put their lives on the line. Collier's younger brother, Andrew, has created a petition on the website change.org, asking the president and Congress to establish a National First Responders Day. He says, "I can't bring Sean back, but as a nation, we can make a commitment to honoring the people who give so much to help our communities every day." As of today, 14,000 people have signed the petition. And Jennifer Lemmerman, Sean Collier's sister, is here. Welcome, Jen.
Thank you.
Well, we were going to talk to you anyway, but today just happened to be the day that they formally indicted Dzhokhar Tsarnaev. What's your reaction to that, and what would you like to see happen to him?
You know, we knew it was coming. We were prepared that this would come out, so it wasn't a surprise. We're happy to see that, you know, the process is moving forward, and you know, as a family, I'm sure we'll look at it together, and it's another step in the process.
Do you have any feeling one way or another about a death penalty sentence?
At this point, I don't. You know, I'd like to read it. I know what facts I know, and so it's not an opinion that I've formed at this point. Well,
of course, we won't know any of that until the trial, and that'll probably be a while. But I want to talk about your mission here. How would it work? You would have a National First Responders Day. Would it be just a day that everybody recognized, or would it be actually a holiday?
You know, this was an idea that came about from Andrew, our youngest brother, who he and Sean were incredibly close, and he really felt compelled to honor not only what Sean had done, but in the process of us getting to know all of his fellow police officers, the people who have reached out to us literally from around the country and even other countries around the world, who are also first responders. And it's truly, truly a brotherhood. And so it's something that Andrew felt we need to honor them for the fact that they really are the people who run into the danger, and this was how he wanted to do it. So it would be great to have a true national holiday honoring the sacrifice that they make.
Well, there already is a national EMS week. It's in May, actually, and a National Police Officers Week, which is also in May. But you're looking for one day. Would it be on top of those things?
It could be part of that. It could be, you know, within one of those weeks. It's not a specific day that we're looking for. It's just, in terms of a date, it's just taking a day of reflection and really honoring the fact that they sacrificed for us during these horrible tragedies, but every single day.
Would you accept it as a non-holiday holiday? You know what I mean? Just sort of like something that you recognize.
Just
like St. Patrick's Day, or
right.
Even Valentine's Day, or something that everybody knows it's there, but it's not a day off.
You know, at this point, it's something that we are, Congressman Capuano is working on legislation. We're talking to them about sort of the details of how it would work, and so we're trying to figure all those pieces out. But at this point, really, the core, most important part of it is that it would be a day that we would stop and reflect and thank them.
Tell us a little bit more about Sean. We've heard some in the aftermath in the last 2 months, but he really loved his work, and he was about to get a promotion.
He was about to be hired by the Somerville Police Department. So he was a police officer with MIT, and he was a Somerville resident. He worked, his very first police job was on the auxiliary force with Somerville. He moved through the ranks there incredibly fast. He was so dedicated to that force and to the city of Somerville. He became the youngest sergeant on the auxiliary police department in Somerville, and he always wanted to be an officer in that city. he came to MIT after he graduated from Police Academy, and he loved it there and really learned a lot there and got to know the people. But it's true that on June 3rd, he did, in fact, have a hire letter to Somerville and was to be sworn in as a Somerville police officer.
I mean, there's no question that part of police training is about measuring and deciding when to put yourself in harm's way and how a suspect, if you're apprehending somebody, is going to react, a car stop, anything like that. But something like this was really a freak incident. I mean, when somebody just comes up to you like that and you have no time to react. I mean, what has the police community told you about that in the aftermath? It's not like he did anything wrong. He didn't, intentionally put himself in harm's way.
Well, it's true. The way that he was, you hear the word ambushed and assassinated, which are difficult things to hear from him. But he put on the uniform every morning and he strapped on his gun, and he knew what that meant, and he knew the danger that carries, and he was willing to do it, and he was happy to do it because he truly believed in it. I was recently looking back through his Facebook page, just looking back at things that he's written, and the day of the shootings in Newtown, Connecticut, he posted, I wish I could have been a first responder in Connecticut today, so maybe I could have helped.
Oh, wow.
And it was just something that he really believed in.
Mm-hmm. What have you heard from other first responder units across the country about having a national day? Do you have support from California or
Absolutely.
Wisconsin?
Yes, the petition has completely taken off. Even since I've come over here from this afternoon, there was another strong push, and we've actually just gotten up over 15,000. And when you go on it, you can look at comments that people have said. The Change.org platform actually asks you to say, why do you support this? And so many of them are people saying, I'm a first responder, and I really feel that this acknowledges, what I do, or family members of first responders who want to acknowledge not only the sacrifice that their loved one's making, but that they themselves as a family is making.
All right. Well, Jen Lemmerman, good luck with this project.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for coming.
Sure.
All right, and if you'd like to see the Collier family's petition for a holiday honoring first responders, you can see it on the website change.org.